good.
First time on air. Anything to say to Lawan here to get him back?
Look, bro, there are stories I could tell people about Lawan, but we'll keep those right here. I'm gonna let him live.
That's not even close.
Man, I'm a dumbass.
I'm clipping that.
Georgia's second.
Hey, Georgia also had Herschel Walker.
So smart, and my team is so dumb. My coach he looks dumb. He's a big baby. This
Dude,
man,
those graphics.
Rip, so smart.
Episode 233, March Madness. We've got NFL free agency, which has this been a wild 5 days, boys. I guess 4 days. So I can't wait to break it down. We'll talk a little NBA and whatever else you guys want to talk about. We'll chop it up for the next hour or so. But I'm excited. I mean, March Madness is finally here. I feel like we're back in high school. I've got on the TV at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. You get to watch games. You get multicast games now. What a world we live in.
It's a big ass glass of milk.
I'm drinking milk. I got my toast too. March Madness.
The milkman.
Hell yeah.
All right. I say let's just dive into March Madness. Let's just start
I'm ready.
there.
I'm
right.
so ready. Yeah.
Nope, I don't know what I did. I cut Fitz out there. We're not used to it. All right, here we go.
I'm here. I'm still here.
He's here. All right. So, yeah. Let me pull up the correct video. Boom, boom, boom. Or not video, but graphic. So, I don't know where you guys want to start at. I guess the big news out of today's games is Duke's star freshman, possible player of the year, Cooper Flagg, gets he goes 5 feet in the air, comes down, rolls his ankle pretty nasty. He returned back to the bench, but obviously he was ruled out of the game. I don't know how that affects Duke going forward. I don't know how that affects favorites, because I said it a couple weeks ago, Duke and Auburn are on a different level. Auburn's kind of fallen off a little bit. Duke has not fallen off. And they go on a 10-point deficit against Georgia Tech today. They relied on another star freshman and other star players to get them back in the game and win. What's your all's take here? How bad does this hurt their chances? And if you're John Shire, do you sit Cooper Flagg out for a little bit? Do you sit him out for the rest of the AC tournament because it doesn't matter? What's your all's take here?
I don't think it hurts their chances longevity-wise, because even still, they still have Tyrese Proctor, who was there last year. Like, he was a starter from last year. So I'm pretty sure between him, let's see, it's Cooper Flagg, Khan, Tyrese Proctor, Colum, and Malik Brown, also, it's kind of messed up too, because Malik Brown was injured as well. And his kind of looked a little just as much dramatic, because you know how, we played football or whatever, you dislocate a shoulder, like you stand up and like your arm is hanging by your ankle.
Yeah.
His was kind of like that. So I don't know how bad his was, but since they have him, like hopefully he's better enough to play. But if they have him and Tyrese Proctor, Caleb Foster probably gets another chance to prove himself. Not sure who else comes off the bench, but they still have some senior players that have been there. But I know if that's the case, it might affect their bench possibly. Chemistry and all that stuff, game planning, because they know, like, if we take out Flagg, if we get them to foul out or something, you got a chance. Pretty much what happened to State last year, but don't tell nobody.
Well, I feel like that's what happened in the recent Carolina game. Was Cooper Flagg picked up 3 fouls in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
And the Tar Heels had a lead, looked like they might be able to spoil Duke. And then Flagg not picking up a foul in the second half was huge. Flagg proved, I'm a freshman, but I'm still the player of the year. I'm still the best, which was a big deal. So, I think this is a huge deal for March Madness. It looks like it's probably going to be a high ankle sprain, like at worst. At best, and at worst, it could be something broken. I don't know.
They said X-rays are negative.
Okay,
that's dead, bro. Coaches lie for injuries.
That's true too. But I was going to say, it doesn't, like, MRIs are different though. Like, he could have torn his tendon and stuff.
Well, I didn't know you could do an MRI that fast though.
I don't know if he got an MRI that fast. I don't think so.
Well, they should probably. Well, obviously, he's right down the street from the MRI machine, so he'll probably get that. They'll see something, and either way, like they'll get him right. He'll be fine.
I think it just it
say,
makes Duke.
He didn't seem nervous, but he does have a pretty good game face. It's always been like that.
Yeah, that's true.
I just think it makes Duke not the clear number one. I think coming into this, it felt like Duke and Auburn were kind of the two runaways, and like no one was gonna stand a chance. The only thing about Duke was kind of their youth, but talent wise, they've been up there. I think this just makes it a little bit more like, ooh, if they're playing a 4 seed, now what happens? When they match up with somebody in the Sweet 16, now what? Like, I think they're more susceptible for an early out at this point.
And see, I view it as, I think if you rest him for the rest of the ACC tournament, you let it heal up. I think he'll be good come round 1, round 2. Like, he might not be 100%, but he'll be good enough to go and hang out with most of those guys. Now, if you don't rest him, and he does it again, then I think you got trouble. But if you're UNC on the flip side, you're on the outside looking in. You need to beat Duke. You need a good resume win. This might be your chance to punch your ticket. You beat Duke here.
100%. Yep. And again, the Tar Heels, the biggest thing in the Duke game was Flagg not playing. Like, him being in foul trouble gave them a great chance. So yeah, North Carolina, I mean, I think between them and Wake Forest today, the winner knew that they've got a chance to be in a semifinal. You beat Duke, it looks great. Even with Flagg hurt, you're still going to get the credit for beating Duke if they do it. So
100%. All right. I guess the best way to do this is we're going to look at brackets, kind of pick our winners, and then we might have a special guest next week to pick our official March Madness brackets.
Jay Billis?
He won't return my calls, son of a bitch.
It was our special guest. Tim?
We might bring
somewhere between Tim and Jay Billis. That's a
good way to call it. We might bring back Asher Roth.
Oh my gosh.
We might bring him back.
That'd
maybe.
be great.
Might be right. All right. So we got Duke and UNC.
Might have to bring some weed gummies to that one.
That might be our most listened episode, though. We had Asher Roth on 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Wild. All right. Anyway, so we got Duke UNC in the semis. And then Louisville, Stanford, they're playing right now. I believe Louisville's up pretty big on them.
How about that Stanford Cal ACC barn burner, though?
65-5, almost, a little under 4 minutes left in the second half.
What's the score? Sorry, Devontae.
65-65 right now.
Oh, okay. All right. Stanford came back on last time I looked. And then Clemson SMU. I think you look at this, I think Clemson runs away to the finals here. They should, at least on paper. Now, obviously, Louisville, Stanford, if that game being that close, I'm not sold on Louisville now. So I'm going to say Clemson runs away to the finals here. Without Cooper Flagg, I don't know. Maybe UNC knocks them off. UNC punches their ticket.
I bet Stanford. So I bet Stanford to win.
Okay.
Between Clemson and SMU, I don't think it's a runaway just because any game that I think is supposed to be a runaway, stupid happens. It's March now, bro. Like,
that's true.
Stupid stuff happens. The Illinois and Iowa game, the coach got ejected. Like, right when Iowa was making a run, the coach got ejected, and they ended up losing. And Illinois had, I think, 106 or something. So because of crazy stuff like that, I still think Clemson can beat SMU. Ultimately, I think something stupid is going to happen. Okay. And it's going to be UNC and Clemson, but Clemson is going to win.
Ooh. Would that be Clemson's first ACC title?
Call. In a while, at least. Let's do our hoops. It had to be like before any of our parents were born.
Fitz, what's your take here? Who's winning the ACC?
I kind of like the Clemson call. I feel like last year Clemson was they were slept on in the tournament and they had a good run. It's hard. I know they beat Duke this year, and that was a statement win. I don't know why. I don't believe in Clemson. It's hard, and I feel like on paper I should come around, and like I feel like they could win the ACC this year, and maybe it's time. But I'm also looking at SMU. SMU, like I think they're in the similar position that North Carolina's in. Like they need to win the tournament or just at least get to the final to make the committee recognize it. So there's a part of me I feel like we could see North Carolina SMU as the final, which would be crazy.
SMU in the ACC finals, that would be fucking wild.
But they did it for. Oh no, my fault. That was what's that? For college football.
Maybe.
I don't know. Either way, it was Clemson and SMU, but I just looked it up. So they were ACC conference champions in 1939, but they have never won an ACC basketball tournament since its inception in 1953. So
make history here.
I like the Clemson call. I actually agree with Vontae. I think Clemson, North Carolina is going to be our final. But I think Tar Heels win.
Okay. All right. Moving on. We got the American Conference. The only reason I put this up here, Memphis, obviously, I think they're in the tournament. But then you got teams like Tulane, North Texas, UAB that could make a run at this thing that I think could maybe sneak into the tournament.
North Texas is really good.
Dude, they're fun to watch, man.
I think they've got – what's their record? They only got like 6 losses or something?
Yeah, and I think they're going to be – correct me if I'm wrong, they could be higher in your senior grade when you do your grades before the brackets.
I love the senior grade. I'm ready to do that, by the way. That's one of my favorite. I give a score to each team based on their rotation. So like whether they have a 7-man rotation or 8-man rotation. And I score them on grad student, senior, junior, sophomore, and freshman.
Real.
It just gives me that's one method. And then I also throw in their free throw percentages of I think their top 3 free throw shooters. I think I calculate that.
Big brain fits, baby.
I'm trying to come up with a little algorithm.
I like it. So besides Memphis being the favorite here, I like North Texas to win this tournament. I like the Mean Green.
I do too, but I do love Penny Hardaway. I'm trying to remember. Penny Hardaway's the coach for Memphis.
Yeah, but him as a coach.
I'm trying to find my notes on North Texas. I dabbled a little bit. I can't find it.
I don't know about him as a coach because it's been very up and down.
He's had some turmoil.
Yeah. That first matchup. What is that? That's tomorrow between Memphis and Wichita State.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a dogfight. Wichita State is more of a fighter than Memphis. But I see Penny kind of edging them out right here. And then, let me see, Tulane, Florida Atlantic. Did I watch? I haven't watched them since they made the tournament randomly. Florida Atlantic got it. North Texas and somebody.
Temple or Tulsa. They're playing right now. I believe. No, I don't want to tell you wrong.
I think UAB got bumped out last year.
I think they did. Tulsa, Temple, 57-58.
Wow. They got
FAU.
UTF. You know what? We're going to take off the dribble. Let's go with UTSA. No real reason. I see it happening. For
12-18 UTSA. I like it.
They get that spark.
I'm going to take North Texas.
Yeah.
The last time they played Memphis in January, they only lost by 4.
Mm-hmm.
They get some other decent games. They beat the Gophers, which the Gophers kind of suck, but
Kind of hurt my feelings a little bit.
the Golden Gophers. They beat App State. That's kind of interesting.
Dude, we were so bad this year.
Yeah.
UTSA beat North Texas in February.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like all their games have been like they have not been
All their games are really close.
Yeah, so
you might be on something, Devontae.
I mean,
McNeese State. North Texas lost to McNeese State. They just punched their ticket. That's a sleeper team. That feels like one of those 12 seeds. McNeese State.
Man, they got a Jake Golke on there.
I miss that guy.
I know you do. The microwave.
Still waiting for the Heat to sign him.
One day. All right. The Big Easy, the Big East. St. John's has been fun to watch, man. Like, shout out to Patino. I think he needs to rock a white suit the whole time. To me, I'm taking St. John's till the wheels fall off. Give me the Red Storm. I'm in the fucking middle of it with my fish sticks with the other fishermen, and we're rooting. We're going to the Red Storm.
Man, Marquette's a tough matchup though.
It is tough.
They barely beat
Shaka.
Yeah, but Xavier's bad. I shouldn't say they're bad, but they're not.
They were, but like somehow they held on, and I think at the end it only ended up being a 1-point loss because somebody from Xavier hit a last minute 3, so they Marquette only beat them by 1, but that was honestly a more accurate score than what the score was before the 3.
It's a 2-point game, by the way. I had the Musketeers plus 2.5. I was pretty stoked to hit that half court shot in the game.
Yeah. Damn. Shoot, I'll take this one because I love Big East basketball. I don't think because Marquette has been so up and down, almost a little bit, just as much, if not more, than Memphis has. Better competition, but still. St. John's has that matchup between Creighton, DePaul, UConn, and Villanova. Ooh, these would be classics if they didn't all suck. I think Creighton and DePaul are playing now. And the last time I looked, I thought it was close.
Yeah, Creighton's losing.
Yeah, see.
They're down 9 with 4 minutes.
Bro, well.
Dude, how quick a year happens, man. Like Creighton and UConn are on top of the world.
But
That's true.
to be fair, putting all your faith in Liam McNeely is kind of crazy. He's terrible. We'll go with DePaul and Villanova. Villanova back. Then we got St. John's versus Villanova like it's the 99 and 2000s again.
Man.
And we'll go with Villanova to take the Big East as a shocker.
Patino's going to put a hit on you, man.
I think UConn gets to the final. I believe in Dan Hurley.
They've been there. They've done it.
I know.
They were better though.
And I think they're gonna be a tough out in the tournament. Like, even though they're not, it's a down year for UConn, which means, a potential Elite 8 team, maybe, or the Sweet 16.
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's a down year. I like St. John's to win this. I mean, they haven't been there. They're trying to set the tone. I think St. John's keeps their foot on the gas.
Yeah, I'm with you. I do hope there's a triple overtime game somewhere in this Big East bracket because that just feels really Big East. Like having that triple overtime, Kemba Walker going toe to toe, standing on the scorer's board. I'm gonna call my shot. I'm gonna say it's Nova and Creighton. I feel like that's gonna be a triple overtime game. All right, the Big Ten. Also, it's been a little disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. I have not been as excited about the Big Ten as I have been other tournaments. But Michigan State sitting tall, Tom Izzo, it's hard to bet against him. You got UCLA, Wisconsin, kind of handling Northwestern. Northwestern kind of clawed back a little bit on them. Maryland, who's been up and down this year, Michigan, all sitting waiting to see who they get next. I'm going to take Michigan State all the way to the finals. It's March. It's Tom Izzo. You don't bet against the guy.
Twin.
Yeah.
I actually took Michigan State all the way to the Final Four for real. So since we got that out the way, let's see who else will try to join them. Wisconsin is beating UCLA. Somehow they finally found a run and figured out a way to score.
Yeah.
It's going to be Maryland and Illinois. Illinois beat Iowa just now. I'm taking Maryland in that one. I believe in my boy, little twin Derek Queen. And honestly, I feel like Iowa just couldn't match Illinois score for score. I believe Maryland can because those boys do not miss. Every time I watched them, they didn't miss. Then we got Michigan in between Purdue and USC. Yeah, USC's winning that one randomly. Michigan is probably beating USC. And then it'll end up being Michigan versus Michigan State in the Big Ten, and Michigan State is still gonna prove who's big brother again.
I like that.
Man. Yeah, I was gonna pick that one as well. Although I do like Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin could be sneaky. No, I think it's Michigan State, and I do think it's a year for Tom Izzo to get back to a Final Four. It does feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Michigan State. I think they're your Big Ten champs and could be a really high 1 seed if they win this tournament.
Oh, absolutely. And like I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, he's like the last kind of OG that's standing.
Yeah,
He's the last old head.
no, he is. And I'm trying to think. I mean, Rick Pitino's back, so that's the one weird thing is Pitino left and then now is back.
Yeah.
They not all
Outside of that,
Oregon.
I always consider Calipari and Bill Self the tier after them.
Yeah.
I don't think they're quite.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just a tad younger.
San Diego State's coach, is that still Fisher?
I don't even remember.
I don't know.
I'm gonna
Let
look
me
at
see. San Diego State.
might be wrong. No, it's Dutcher. Never mind. Okay.
Bruce Pearl.
Bruce Pearl. Yeah, but I feel like he's the wave after too.
Yeah,
you know?
he's the
Yeah,
next.
I wouldn't even
Yeah.
call him an old head coach. Like he's been around, but
He's been around forever though.
like noticeable, like that USC run, and that was what, like 15 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. You remember what was it at Auburn when he painted his chest orange? He was in there.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh, every time I saw him, I thought he was having a heart attack.
Yeah, that's true. Dude, Bruce Pearl's wild, man. All right. Big 12. Houston takes care of Colorado by 9 points. Colorado was kind of the Cinderella. Like they're making a run here. They beat West Virginia, which that's tough to do. They had Houston on the ropes at times. They find a way. BYU, the Fighting Mormons, squeaked by Iowa State. They've been fun to watch all year.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of white boys probably does not equal a lot of wins in March, though. Texas Tech, Baylor, Arizona, Kansas, they'll play tonight. This one, I truly don't know. I have not been sold on Houston from the jump.
That's weird.
I don't know, boys. I really don't.
Mm.
I'll go on a limb. It's hard to go against Coach Self, Kansas, but they've been so up and down.
Mm-hmm.
That Arizona Kansas matchup is crazy. Like those are two teams that should be way better than they are.
Right.
On paper.
Yeah, like on paper, both those teams could make a deep run, but their seeding is gonna be really weird.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
If Kansas even gets in, Kansas has to get in.
All right. I made my pick. The ghost of Mike Leach talked to me. I'm taking Texas Tech to win this thing.
No,
nice.
I'm not sold on Texas Tech. Actually,
not either.
I have been. Houston is basically my Danny Dimes train of March Madness. I believe in Kelvin Sampson. I think Houston is gonna win a natty under him at some point. I thought it was last year, but their best player got hurt against Duke.
Yeah.
And somehow I think they're even better this year because basically feels like the whole team is back except for their guy who went to the NBA. Like that's it. And they got a new guard that transferred from Oklahoma, who I actually think is he's more of a facilitator of a point guard. That like they're not relying on him to necessarily put the team on his back. I don't know. So Houston's a team that I wonder if winning the Big 12 would actually hurt them. Like I don't know. Like I just like would they now they peak and everyone's expecting them to win, or would it be better for them to, to lose to somebody?
I think
kind of sneak in.
we said this before, but if you get hot at the right time,
Mhm.
and like the good thing about their seeding is they only have to play 3 games, win 3 games. Like it's not like a lot of wear and tear on the body. You
Mhm.
get a nice little week break. If you get hot, you win 3 games, you take a couple of days off, you go play your round of 64, 32. Like I'm with you. Houston could be dangerous because now it's like, hey boys, we're doing what we're supposed to. Like we're supposed to be winning. Remember, we were this close. If we didn't get hurt, like this is our chance.
Mhm.
And I feel like you get hot at the right time, this could be it. I don't hate that pick. And like
And of
BYU, they're going to beat. They
Yeah.
should.
And I think of the recent Houston teams, this is the one that people are not looking at. I don't think people are taking this Houston team as seriously
No.
as they should be. It's tough. My gut tells me it's going to be Houston versus whoever wins out of Arizona, Kansas.
Mhm.
Like Arizona, Kansas would get there. And then from there, I think Houston stands on business. I think they win. I think they would win the tournament. They beat a team that probably could have been ranked higher than them in the preseason.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Was Houston and BYU not a matchup from last year, or am I tripping?
Ooh,
Houston
might be
just
right.
ran through people last year, and BYU had a run up until they didn't. I do remember that.
geez, Creighton just tied DePaul, by the way.
Now we go, boys.
Oh gosh.
So between Arizona and Kansas, I think Kansas pulls that out somehow. Bill Self has been there. He knows the tips and tricks. DeJuan Harris has been there for like at least 8 years, so they're gonna find their way out.
At least 8 years.
Yes, he's been there for a minute. You've seen him for a while. He's been there for a while. He's a good facilitating point guard, and he actually defends. I guess it's kind of hard to defend. I don't know if they have an answer for what's bro's name? Oh, Hunter Dickinson. And as far as the rest of their guards, I don't know. They do have this one guard that's like 5, maybe 5'7". And when they played Houston, he was just like, I guess they didn't game plan for him. He was lighting them up. So maybe they try the same thing. We'll go with Texas Tech and Kansas. They get out physical by Texas Tech. It ends up being Houston and Texas Tech. Houston does it again.
Okay. Yeah, so you and Fitz saying Cougs. Let's go Cougs.
Yeah.
I think it's a good pick. If I was a betting man, I'd put a couple bucks on him to win the tournament. All right, you just remind me saying Homeboy was there for 8 years. I don't know if you guys saw this. I'm going on a little tangent here, little sidetrack. Brennan Taylor from Little Rock Wrestling. I don't know if you guys saw this. He qualified for his 5th NCAA championship. Little Rock just started the program in 2019. They're sending 6 guys to the big dance. They won the Pac-12. He is not eligible. He's been wrestling all year. Turns out he never qualified for his 5th year. He never took his COVID year, like officially. So he wrestled all this year ineligible. No one caught it until like yesterday.
No, somebody had to be with. That's why they have compliance people. What the hell?
I know. So
that Little Rock was with Pac-12.
Yeah, wrestling's really fucked up. Yeah,
Like Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
It makes no sense. It never has.
Okay,
I know.
this is like NBA conferences. Okay.
It really is wild. It's wild. All right.
Damn, that's tough.
Yeah, I hate it for him, but someone's got it. Someone should have caught that earlier. All right. SEC, this tournament has been electric. I loved it. I don't know if you guys watched that Ole Miss game against Arkansas. What a hero. What a game. Hitting the 3 in the face, just like nothing. Also loved it. Took Ole Miss money line. That was great for me. Now they get Auburn. Not much of a reward there. Tennessee versus Texas. Texas had to go 2 overtimes against A&M. That was a fun-ass game. Missouri, Mississippi State. I think they're wrapping up now, right?
Let me see. I'm pretty sure I just turned off of it.
Winner gets Florida, which Florida's not. I'm not sold on Florida.
Yeah, Missouri, Mississippi State in the second half right now.
Yeah. It's even 41-39.
How much time?
Missouri.
Like 18 minutes,
Oh, okay. They started late.
a whole half.
Okay. Kentucky, Oklahoma. If I was going to pick a Cinderella to win this thing, I might pick UK. I might pick Kentucky, but they got to get through Oklahoma, then they get Alabama. Obviously, we talked about them at the top of the show. Auburn's just on a different level than everybody else.
The Florida and Bama are also very good.
They
Like,
are.
I think the top teams in the. I mean, we can talk about the SEC and how many. They're saying this might set the record for most teams in one conference to make the tourney. They've been talking about that.
Damn. What's the record? Do you know?
Do you know the record? I was going to ask that as a trivia question. What do you?
What is it? 64 teams.
The record was 11 teams from one conference.
I thought we were guessing it, Fitz.
Or no, sorry. But what? Sorry.
Oh,
what conference?
What conference? I'll do
What conference do you think it?
But even then, that's probably easy. Was it the Big East?
I spoiled it. It was the Big East.
Yeah, I was about to say
The Big East 2011. That was the Kimball Walker Big East.
Yeah.
Nova.
Q's.
It was like Pitt. It was a bunch of teams.
Butler wasn't Big East, was he?
Marquette was in it. I mean, yeah, you can look.
Yeah.
Because before that, it was only 9. There was a bunch of teams, a bunch of conferences that had 9 teams, but only once has it been double digits.
Jeez.
They're talking about this year. Depends who gets in. I mean, Georgia can probably get in. Vandy just got beat by Texas, but Vandy was potentially already in. Texas feels like they're in at this point.
I feel like after today's game, they're in. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know how they're gonna. There could be like 13 teams in from the SEC.
That'd be wild.
Maybe more. I mean, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, if you're Arkansas, you feel like
if you're Oklahoma, if Oklahoma beats Kentucky tonight,
they're in.
They make a case. And again, part of it is because like Auburn, Tennessee, Florida, and Bama are all that. They're all that high right now. Like people have just put them really high.
Yeah.
They also SEC also kicked the ACC's ass when they did their little
bad.
Whatever, that thing. I think the only one who didn't win was Kentucky. Kentucky got beat by. I think that's was it Clemson. I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that was the only one.
It was Clemson. They were the only ones that won.
So it's just crazy. But
yeah, 2-14. Yeah. 2 wins of ACC, 14 SEC wins. Holy shit,
man.
Yeah, so I don't know what the over under is on if you can even bet on that, but hammer the over. I feel like
we'll find a way. Please believe
a ton of teams in.
We'll find a way. Yeah, Clemson beat UK and UNC beat Bama.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, no. Duke beat Auburn. That's what it was. So Duke beat Auburn, and then, damn, dude, they kicked our ass, or not our ass, their ass. All right. So who are you going with? Who's your pick?
I mean, Auburn would be the favorite pick. Florida's been sneaky this year. I don't think Florida's good enough to do it. Bama is also this Bama-Auburn, both times they played, has been nuts. So if that was the final, I think it'd be nuts. I'm going to take Auburn. I think it's purely because I think their path is – I think they got an easier path.
Yeah.
I think the other teams kind of beat up each other.
Yeah. But there again is Ole Miss. In the spirit of Marshall Henderson, they might do something else crazy.
Ole Miss is very good too. Yeah.
So let's just say, just for playing sake, we'll say Ole Miss wins, and then Tennessee takes on Texas, and Texas kind of worn down because they're kind of young. You got Tennessee right there. Ole Miss takes on Tennessee. You got Florida taking on, we'll say Missouri. Florida takes on Missouri. They win. Bama Actually, Bama takes on Oklahoma. Bama
Mm.
wins that. Then you have Bama and Florida. I think Bama takes that. Then you have Bama and Ole Miss, and I think Alabama takes the SEC.
Damn. Devontae's calling upsets left and right. I love it. I love it. All right.
Easy.
That's all the brackets I got. Unless you guys want to talk about one real quick.
High Point. Shout out High Point.
High Point.
High Point. Men and women, they won. They're going dancing. Shout out Bobby Pettiford. Bull City's back. UNC. I say UNCW. They won. So
UNCW. Go Seahawks.
mm-hmm.
What about Wofford?
Feel
little-
the teal.
Little
Yeah, the
Spartanburg, South
Terriers.
Carolina represent.
Pissed
Yep.
me off. Pissed me off. That Furman Wofford game, because I had Furman on the spread and they gave the game up. I saw it coming. But it's all good though.
I
Shout out.
wanted to ask. So Gonzaga won. They beat St. Mary's. What seed do you think they're going to give Gonzaga? And I just wonder
that's the wrong
if that's a sneaky Mark Few team. I don't know.
12? I don't know.
25-8 Gonzaga.
I feel like they give them. I feel like some of these seeds they give them not only because of their record, but because of the name. So
Yeah, see that's the
Um,
thing. Gonzaga it's almost the same effect I think Kansas has.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
just the and North Carolina, just
Yeah.
having that name across the jersey.
It means something. I'd go a 5 seed. I'd say they put Gonzaga
Okay.
at 5.
Yeah, I
You
think
think
that's
so?
fair.
Not even 9.
I think like what you guys are saying, like it's the name across the chest, man. This is Gonzaga. This is the Adam Morrison mustache legacy.
Oh man, he was so good.
So
Must
fucking good.
Morrison.
Put on for the.
I thought he was
Cowboys.
gonna be. I thought he was gonna be insane in the NBA.
Well, then he got fucking drafted to the Bobcats.
yeah.
That's
When he
Raymond
went to
Felton.
LA though, he went to the Lakers. I thought Kobe was gonna
Take him
turn
under his
into-
wing.
Yeah,
Kobe's probably
I
like,
thought
"Get
he
this
was gonna
fucking
be
white
like
guy
the
away
best
from me."
role player.
Oh
Just
man,
didn't happen.
no. All right, NFL free agency. We talked about it. It's been wild. It's been crazy. The one that surprised me. It's a little sad too. Nick Bosa. He was the last Charger that was part of the San Diego
That's Jordan.
franchise.
Mm.
He is with Buffalo now.
And they let Von Miller go to pick up Joey Bosa.
Yeah, maybe he's a little bit younger.
You remember? I feel like Well, obviously ESPN didn't report it, but people were talking about, oh, he's joining his brother, and then people started talking about, oh, who's gonna take 97 and all that stuff, and then he ended up signing with the Bills, and it's like, damn, you cheating the grind just like Dame. That's crazy.
Yeah. I like that. Evan Ingram, he goes to the Broncos. Bo Nix gets a new weapon. That's a little scary if you're an AFC team, I feel like. That's a good pickup for the Bronco Nation.
Yeah, he did do a lot with the no-name tight ends. What was it? Adam Troutman. Yeah, Adam Troutman, and that one tight end that was supposed to be a fullback. My boy Greg Dulcich, he got moved to the Giants, so we'll see what happens to him. But this is probably good for him.
Yeah. I think it's a win-win for both guys here.
Yeah.
Fitz, to get you in this conversation, you lose AJ Dillon to the
Yeah.
Eagles.
Did you know that?
Yeah,
Damn.
it's okay. I mean, it's a different. We have to have a different running combination because Josh Jacobs is the power back.
Mm-hmm.
Where I think Aaron Jones was a little more of the speedster, where Dillon kind of complemented Jones a little better.
I think Marshawn's
So I'm just
Marshawn's gonna be all like receiving speed. I didn't know anything about that until like I was looking through all the free agents and stuff, and it said AJ Dillon, and I was like, damn, I kind of forgot.
yeah. I figured he was gonna be gone. So
But it works out because you got for the short yardage, like they don't have to use Saquon all the time. They got rid of Kenneth Gainwell. Kenneth Gainwell is on the Steelers now, so now like you have a little short yardage back, and Saquon can take care of the rest pretty much.
Yeah.
Hopefully, if he stays healthy.
I mean, dude, I know Philly lost Slay and stuff, but I feel like they've picked up the right pieces. They might run this thing back. Them and the Bears have one free agency in my book.
Yeah.
Now, the Bears are still the Bears, so I don't look too much into them. But all right. DeMarcus Lawrence, he's no longer the Cowboys. I feel like the Cowboys and the Bengals have a very similar philosophy. Fuck free agency. We're not paying anybody. It does not make us better. Like I don't understand what Jerry Jones and what Paul Brown and the Brown family do here. It's fucking frustrating. But you just let good players walk. You don't sign anybody. It's frustrating. So Cowboy fans, I feel you as a Bengals fan. He goes to Seattle, and Seattle's another team. It's like they're loading up on some weapons. Yeah, Sam Darnold, say what you want with him.
But it works.
Yeah, this past year worked. Ask Minnesota. So maybe Seattle's on the up and up too.
They also grabbed Marquez Valdez-Scantling. So
that's a big one.
So they picked up another receiver. Still have Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anybody like any linebackers in, but like I'm pretty sure that was them. So Sam Darnold and D-Law going out west.
Cowboys also lose Rico Dowdle, right? Dowdle to the Panthers. Yeah.
Good pickup for the Panthers.
Yeah, they gained Kenneth Murray though, former Titan. Yeah, Chargers drafted him from Oklahoma. He's actually from Mo City, so he's back in City or whatever. So maybe that helps out.
That's not bad. I guess the other big ones I don't have a graphic for it, but DK Metcalf goes to Pittsburgh, which a lot of people are like, all right, how is that going to mesh with Pickett? Or not Pickett. Pickens. So like Pickens, like how's that going to mesh? Are they going to brawl every single day? Who's throwing him the damn ball? Because Justin Fields got shipped off to New York.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of questions in Pittsburgh. As a Bengals fan, it scares me, but at the same time, like, okay, it's not the end of the world. Like, it's not like, holy shit, they just got 20 times better. It's like they got a little better, but they still got to find someone throwing the ball.
Yeah, they
is it Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah, they
say Rodgers is going to be the Steeler.
He has a deal on the table from the Steelers, as somebody else does, but I know they said there's a deal on the table from the Steelers for Aaron Rodgers.
Yes, the Giants and Steelers are like the 1 and 2 for him. Vikings still in the lurk for him, which I think would be the funniest shit ever.
I think that's who I think he would want to go to. But
yeah, dude, to complete the Favre trifecta, like man, then he's got to take a picture of his little cheese head and then invest in some Mississippi real estate.
It's a villain tour, like
yeah,
get on the Packers again and actually win, and own the Bears again, actually win, and probably play the Jets and own them. And it's just like I want to watch the whole league burn. Then I think did Brady have a record to where like I don't know, like I feel like they had this made up stat to where like he's beat every team that he was ever on or something like that. Like he's beat every team, and I wonder he's trying to make that up. Like I gotta catch them all. Type deal.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Any other big news that we missed or any winners and losers of free agency you guys want to call out? Like I know all three of our teams have not made a huge splash.
Alexander Madison of the Vikings is now a Dolphin, so now they are like 4 running backs deep somehow.
That's a wild room. That's like a Madden Dynasty room.
Right? Is Madison Raheem Mostert is in Vegas now, so he's gone. But Madison, Devin A-Train, Jalen Wright. Pretty sure they got somebody random in there that's very fast. So, like, yeah. I know for my Falcons, they picked up Devon Diablo. They got rid of my boy Grady, man. I hate it for him. He's another pickup from the Bears, but it didn't have to be done. But, like, I see the point. But Kirk Cousins is still breathing, so that's crazy. And they have to pay him 10. If they don't find something for him to do by Sunday, they have to pay him $10 million. So hopefully they find something or somewhere for bro to go. Maybe it's the Steelers. We can only hope.
You can only hope.
Trying to think if there's anybody else. Cooper Kupp got released. There's been like a lot of releases. Oh, DeAndre Hopkins, the Ravens picked him up.
Ravens.
And they were talking about, they had a list of like the Ravens. It used to be the Titans, but they were like the Ravens is where wide receivers go to die. They were talking about Steve Smith, which Anquan had a pretty good year there, so I don't know what they were saying. God, is there anybody else that's
Heck, you might be getting your Big East overtime games, by the way.
Yeah.
DePaul and Creighton are about to go into double overtime, I think.
Yeah. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
It's happening. It's happening before our eyes.
I'm sweating it through my shirt.
They're gonna still be in an overtime.
I'm so jacked up right now.
Eagles picked up Vikings. I feel like they won because they revamped their entire offensive line.
Yeah.
Texans did too. They gave away my boy Laramie Tunsil, one of the best left tackles in the game. He's going to the Commanders. Ed Ingram from the Vikings is going to the Texans. Somebody, I think Kenyon Green or something, he's going somewhere else. I don't know exactly what's going on, but they're moving bits and pieces. But yeah, it's a lot going on. There's still like a lot of good pieces left. Stephon Diggs hasn't been signed. I just found out that Keenan Allen was a wide receiver. I mean, of course. I'm saying a free agent. I guess he was just there for a mentorship role for Rome, so that's obvious now. Cooper Kupp.
Stephon, yeah.
Apparently Julian Blackmon, I believe. Julian Blackmon, that safety, he's still out there. So we got a lot of pieces to move around.
Yeah, there's still some good stuff to come.
Oh yeah.
Fitz, thoughts from you real quick.
I'm so locked in the Madison Square Garden Big East tournament.
Let's go.
I'm watching as DePaul hit a layup with 1.8 seconds to tie it. And right now, Creighton's trying to draw up a play to not go to double overtime, but it might go to double overtime.
Oh, so you tease me. This is just one overtime.
It's about to go in double overtime.
You son of a gun.
It's real close.
All right. I'm in there. All right. Random question. Anybody got one? Or I guess let's do pub parlay, though, to run a question.
Pub parlay.
Devontae, we hit last week, man. Life was good.
Oh, word. Okay.
We hit.
How much
making money.
Oh, here we go. Inbound play. Nope.
Double overtime.
Double
Give the
OT.
people what they want.
Here we
Free
go.
Basketball. Give people what they want.
Double OT.
All right. What day you guys want?
I'm gonna die laughing if this goes in the 6 overtime.
That's
I'm gonna
crazy.
love it.
But we should stick with Saturday like we've been doing.
Saturday. All right, let's do Saturday. Probably have to stay away from college basketball just because games haven't been set yet.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna turn my attention to the ice. A little NHL action, maybe. Yep, I am. I'm taking Hurricanes over Philadelphia money line.
Ooh. Breathe.
Carolina Hurricanes money line.
Breathe. Oh, wait, it's college. Yeah, college baseball is happening.
Oh yeah.
Oh, bet.
It's been tasty. When in doubt, bet the over. A little fun free betting.
True shit.
I gotta look at NBA.
We got Bama versus Texas A&M on Saturday for NC. Wait, make sure that I want to take that one. Yeah, let me take that one. Bama versus Texas A&M for NCAA baseball. Let me see, Texas A&M. Okay. Let me take Texas A&M on that one.
Giggle. Texas A&M money line men's baseball. I love it. I don't know why I said men's baseball. Of course, it's baseball. All right, Fitz. Fate of the pub lies on your shoulders.
It's hard.
That's what she
I
said.
kind of want to just take. We got Arsenal Chelsea on Sunday.
Little footy action for Matt from across the pond.
And Arsenal's highly favored, but it just feels like the year Chelsea would spoil the party. I would take Chelsea to upset Arsenal.
Okay.
That's not really an upset because Chelsea is also very good.
How about win or draw?
Mm.
I love when DraftKings does that.
Sure.
If they win or they draw, you
Yeah.
get paid. All right.
Sure.
Carolina Hurricanes money line, Texas A&M baseball money line, and Chelsea to win or draw Saturday. There's your action. All right. Random question. I feel like Fitz, you teased one, or was that Devontae teased one in the group chat?
Oh, what was it?
You had one.
Yeah, it was that guy. He got a playlist of the worst music to listen to.
Oh, yeah, you're
on
stuck
like
on
an
an
8-hour
5-hour flight. Yeah.
Yeah, so that would be my question: is if you, I guess, just like, what is the worst song that you would have to listen to?
The worst song.
Wait, like, give us some context. So, like, if we made the playlist and we put the song there,
I'm trying to think, just like if maybe you're on a road trip
mm-hmm.
and somebody else has the aux.
Mm-hmm.
What would be? Give me like your top 3 worst songs you do not want to hear.
I don't want to hear a fucking Dirt Road Anthem. One time was cool. After that, yeah, no, like I'm adamant, and it's probably more, but that's just what came to mind. Like I imagine myself sitting, passenger princess in somebody's car, and like they got aux or whatever, and like it's a long trip, and they just put that on. I'm like, yeah, bro, you gotta let me know now. Well, I turned the wheel.
Yeah.
God, this song is so corny. That's like it feels like when you're I don't know if y'all's parents tried to do this, but like when your parents tried to sing songs that were current or rap songs that were current, and you would just get that ick and it just make your chest cave in. That's what I feel whenever I hear the rapping part of Dirt Road Anthem.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll give you my correlation. It's Coldplay, Viva La Vida. I can't. It fucking
it's not their best.
Curls me on the inside, dude.
Yeah. That's not their best.
Can't
I like Coldplay.
Do you feel like that for Clocks? That's the piano one.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. Not as bad. I'm not a big Coldplay guy though, so I know that hurt Fitz.
I was in high school for.
I like Coldplay,
yeah.
but some of their popular stuff's not.
It was because I kept waking up to the Walking Backwards music video, The Scientist.
Oh yeah.
It was somebody did a parody. Hey, walking backwards is easy, and it was to The Scientist.
Uh-huh.
I think that's what got me on the Coldplay. It was from a parody.
Their live version of Everglow is amazing. Their live version of Fix You featuring Ed Sheeran is amazing. I think that's at Wembley. Can't remember.
Fitz, what's your answer?
I don't know. I mean, for me, it's got to be like TikTok has probably ruined so much music.
That's a good one
for me. So like any, and I'm trying to think like what it would be, or just any pop in general. Like I think there was one is that Flowers by Miley Cyrus. I thought that song was so stupid, and like everyone
that's a target.
Everyone thought it was so. It was just so trendy.
That was
I didn't think it was that good.
You're not supposed to hear that song outside of Target.
Yeah, Fitz, I don't know if Devontae sent you the Spotify 90s grocery store playlist,
Ooh.
but it's a
I'm gonna put it in
vibe,
the group
dude.
message.
I would, yeah, I would,
It's
I
a
would,
I
vibe.
think you would love it. Like you would.
I think I would too.
Gives out for real.
Well, I
Reminds
used
me
to
of just
when
Ingles,
I,
man.
yeah, when I worked at Ingles for 6 months, I was a produce. I rotated produce, and I would listen to the playlist, and because it loops like every I
Just
don't know
cycles.
3 or 4 hours. But I narrowed down like my top 10 Ingles when I
Yeah.
worked there back in the day.
It's some good vibes
They-
to it.
It's like 1,000 miles would play. Backstreet Boys. What was the Backstreet Boys one? It was shoot. Oh, I think it was just the what is it?
Tell me why.
No, wasn't that one. Shit, I can't think of it. That was a good one though.
As long as you love. That's as long as you love me.
Oh yeah,
As
I
long
think
as
you're
you
right.
love me.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that was a
it.
banger.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Yeah.
only reason I know because I remember like I worked at Food Line, and so it would always like just randomly shock me when
Yeah.
I heard a song I used to listen to when I was like little,
A
like
kid, yeah.
Anita Baker, Sweet Love playing one time. I was like, oh, all
Wait a
right,
second.
yeah.
Remember there's one song that would come on and like it was like somehow the bass was like too much for it, like in the store. So all you'd hear is just "Row, row, 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 row." And finally it took me forever to figure out. It was I just can't get you out of my head. I think about took me forever. I was like, oh, that song.
I love it. Hey, good episode, boys. Let's keep on. Let's go for this triple overtime game in the Big East, and let's have one hell. What if all our bets hit? What if we just have one hell of a week, one hell of a weekend? Hope you guys do too.
I'm excited to make my bracket. I'm excited.
My bracket's so hard right now. First time on air. Anything to say to Lawan here to get him back?
Look, bro, there are stories I could tell people about Lawan, but we'll keep those right here. I'm gonna let him live.
That's not even close. It's not
Man, I'm a dumbass.
I'm clipping that.
Georgia's second. Georgia's second.
Hey, Georgia also had Herschel Walker.
So smart, and my team is so dumb. My coach he looks dumb. He's a big baby. This man,
graphics.
Rip, so smart.